Oh, hey everybody, how are you? This is Paul once again. We have been neutered here for the last week, or it seems like it's been more than that, to be honest with you. But I am back and I'm otherwise unharmed. How are you folks? I have 11 people since the last cleaning of house done by this platform. So, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to take it easy here because, this is essentially what people want. Um, they'll let YouTube and the other authorities determine what is in jest, what's tongue in cheek, what's sarcastic, what's real, and what's not real. And this is exactly what your ancestors and the people that walked before you here in this country, this is exactly where they wanted the country to go. They wanted you not to be able to speak or give your mind, a piece of your mind on something, based on the fact of whether or not they thought you were talking in jest or off the cuff or whatever term you want to use. So we get that out of the way. Now, this is just going to be kind of a little friendly video. I'm pissed because I can't buy coffee this morning and I can't do anything because I've got to do plasma and I've got to get that done. So I can't really I can't do anything. Now, I will give you an update. I don't know if any of you can see, but I've lost around, I don't know if it's 5 pounds or not. The reason being is because last week on Thursday, I did not eat Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But at Sunday evening, I did buy a large pizza. So I did, and then I finished eating that pizza yesterday on Monday at around 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I enjoyed it. I did not eat anything. I literally fasted. So, I mean, I had like a couple of green peppers, fresh peppers. I had one of those, and a peach, and some other little broccoli. I had a couple pieces of broccoli. I had some fresh broccoli in here, but that's all I ate. So you'll probably see that I'm a little bit less than the quadruple chin here. So what I've done is, unfortunately for me, I have to lose weight right now. I've had all sorts of job trouble, and I'm sorry for filling you all in, folks. I'll make this quick and then we'll get right to the news, or I might do the news on the next video. I'm so charged up about being able to express myself again on this platform. Can you imagine? So I wound up getting a job. This was after I had to get out of the other job for reasons I won't get into right now. I think we all know this. It had something to do with this on the side of somebody's car. We won't get into it. So I felt it was best to go. Okay? Believe me when I tell you it was pretty clear to me. As a result, then, I kind of did DoorDash, and DoorDash decided that it was appropriate, since we were making so much money, rolling in so much money, making so much money for a $3 delivery on DoorDash, that they lowered it now to $2.50. And that was like 5 days ago or something. It was ridiculous. I mean, it's ridiculous now. I tried to work yesterday a little bit because I had a little time, and they sent me $2.50 job for 3.3 miles, 3.8 miles, all day, and I turned it off. And I'm just not going to play the game with them. So DoorDash now, if you feel like, then of course, if you made 35 deliveries over the weekend, they gave you a $35 bonus. Folks, DoorDash, I don't know how they're in business, because if you're on a bicycle, you might be able to make money if you do 60 deliveries in a day. You know what I mean? For $2.50. But I mean, folks, come on now, okay? So I guess before we get into the news, what I will tell you is we'll just do this little odd thing here, and I'll bring you up to date. Um, I did wind up getting a job interview in a place called Miami Lakes. I've never really been to Miami Lakes, and it was a really odd area of Miami Lakes. It was hard to find. I had trouble finding it off the Palmetto. I got lost. And one thing about Miami, which is why you learn how to be a Fort Lauderdale boy when you get down here, is that when you get lost on fucking Oakland Park Boulevard, you know what happens? You turn around at the Speedway or at the Sunoco, and you get back to where you fucking were. You understand? Now, you may wind up finding yourself up on Commercial Boulevard, the next exit off I-95, or you might find yourself on Sunrise Boulevard, the lower exit here on I-95. Like, you know, you'll meander around. Not true in Miami, because once you make a wrong turn in Miami, Miami is filled with highways which take you to places that you do not want to go, and they take you far. So you make one wrong turn, and you're going to be in for the duration of 25, 30 minutes, if there's no traffic, trying to turn around and get back to where you were supposed to be. Okay? Now, anyways, I'll tell you what my plan is. My plan is I had to eat because I need to bring my levels up, because I had not eaten. So I knew that I had to start Sunday night in order to be able to do plasma on Tuesday morning. So I ate pretty good yesterday, had some black beans, had some cashews. I'm pretty well set up now. I'm not worried about my levels now. If I could, I don't do plasma again until Thursday. So today is Tuesday. I wouldn't eat tonight. I would not eat tonight. I would not eat tonight and nor tomorrow. But because my plasma days are so close, I have to eat. So as soon as I get done with my plasma, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to shut down again. So beginning Thursday afternoon, and I'll have a little bit to eat, but not much, a little bit. The bulk majority of Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is going to have to be fasting all 4 days. And I want my weight down to 175 pounds as soon as I possibly can. And the reason being is because I went down for that job in Miami Lakes, like I was telling you. And Miami Lakes is beautiful. I mean, even though if you get lost, it takes you forever to turn around and forget your bearings without getting onto the Gratney Highway or this or that, okay, or whatever it is. That was the most beautiful place, and I went there, and they offered $11 an hour, and since I had no offers coming in, I took the job, and it was local. It was right, like near where I lived. But much the same as this, on my last job, the boss there told me, he was a nice guy, he gave me the uniform, and he said, you know, be on your toes. Your boss, a woman there, is strict. And I said, okay. And I'd gotten to the point where I said to myself, you know, with everything I'd been through at DHL and all the rest of the shit, I said, I don't care if I have to eat her out. I don't care. I'll do it, you know, because I got to get situated again. You know, I sent my wife and my kid an awful lot of food, an awful lot, like $1,000 worth of food over the last month, a little bit over a month. So I'm hurting. But I'm glad I did it, because they're going to be set up for almost a year. And evidently, like, my son's going into puberty now. He's like 14, and he's growing. He's almost as big as me now. It's hard to tell when you're not there, right? But he's eating. So the food may not last a year, but it's going to last a long time. I got the job. I walked out with the uniforms. I went to work that next morning, or it was like 2 mornings later, because I went on a Friday and I had to start on a Sunday to train. So I went Sunday morning, and I don't know what it was. Now, my brakes are not great, but I believe I could have handled it. But it was in a high rise in this small town here that I live, which I was surprised about, that goes up 25 or 26 stories. I was surprised by that, because, and it wasn't on the beach. I was surprised about that. So when I got there, they told me I had to go up 8 levels and inside the building in order to get to the parking space. And I was not happy about this. And that area, there's no place to park. And if you park and they see you walk away, you get your car towed. If you go to the Walgreens or whatever, you know what I mean? So I was real antsy about this. Anyways, I showed up for work there, well attired, and the woman came in and she had eyelashes out to here behind my glasses, going upward, etc., etc., etc. This is another psychotic person, full of themselves and not terribly bright, because they're getting the jobs not for being bright, but for being a certain genetic personality trait carrier. And that's what this is all about. It's always been like this in life. It's particularly bad now, in my opinion. So without getting into the whole thing, I told them I didn't feel comfortable, and I left. So I didn't work Sunday, and I actually worked Sunday a little bit. I think I worked for DoorDash, which is when they brought the rate down from $3. I got a message that said, "You're making too much money at $3 a delivery, so we have to take it down to $2.50, and people who are going over 7 miles are going to get another $1. Can you believe this horse shit? Yeah, so if you go 13.8 miles, you're going to get $6.75, right? Instead of $5.75. It's like, it's so ridiculous, folks. You know what I mean? Okay. So what happened was, I was doing Douche Dash, and I really wanted to get into it with somebody. I don't know if it was a Filipino. It was either a Filipino guy or it was a Latino guy. I don't know which. I was doing DoorDash, and I pulled into McDonald's where it was shady, and I pulled in wrong, but there's never anybody there, and there's plenty of room to park. A guy came in and told me to move, and I said, "I'm not moving." So I pulled in, and I just sat there. So he came over and parked right in and blocked me in, just to prove a point, because he needs to be a policeman. Has to be a parking enforcement policeman. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to kick the side of his car. At this point, I was still entertaining the idea of going out and making my next $3 or $3.25 delivery. But what happened was, I was on, my phone rang, and this nice, decent young man called me, and he said, "Look, you filled out an application here." And I said, "Yes, I did indeed." Literally on Indeed. And he said, "Tell me about yourself," or whatever. And he was a nice guy. It wasn't like, like a robotic thing. And he said, would you like to come in for an interview? I said, "Sooner the better." He said, I can set you up for Wednesday. I said, "Tomorrow." So he said, "Okay, tomorrow. Come in at 11 o'clock in the morning." That was Monday. So I went in. They didn't give me a uniform yet, but they liked me, and I dressed well. I dressed nicely. I didn't wear my suit jacket, but I had my tie, my white shirt that I just bought that looks real nifty, and I tucked the tie in. I look like MacArthur there. That's how the generals used to do it. They used to tuck their ties in like this, look kind of spiffy. So they liked me, and I filled out the application, and it looks like they're going to hire me out. They have very serious plans to do that. I'm supposed to go in tomorrow to train on Wednesday. I could have gone today, but I had plasma this morning, so I figured I'd get that done, and then we'll, because it's like bonus days now, and then we'll go through it. But the guy turned out to be a pretty decent young man. I mean, young man is in like 30 years old. He's not like a 49-year-old man or something. He's a young man, and he seemed to be a good, decent guy. So when I was, the guy backed in behind me, I just kind of said to myself, I've now got a chance here for a decent job, and it's $13 an hour, which isn't bad. It's not, in my opinion, it's not a great job. It's okay. But you can't make it on $11 an hour. It's like making minimum wage 15 years ago. You know what I mean? It's like making $3.75 an hour 25 years ago. You can't do it. So I just sat there, and I really didn't care what that guy did. And finally, he lost interest, and he just left. So I wanted to start something with him, and I just said, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. So this is all part of the kind of ridiculous hubris that people have right now, which the artificial intelligence must have known it was time. We have enough people that have come into this country right now that aren't really understanding anything anyway, and they'll do exactly as they're told to do, and it was time. Now, I've noticed that with my meandering thing, I'm getting close to plasma time. So that's going to be the update here, and I'm going to come back with you on this next video and give you a really quick rundown on the news, and then I am off to see the wizard, okay? Take care. It's good to be back with you, and stand by and we'll do some interesting things, because I have a story for you that is going to leave you in stitches, okay? Later.